Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are live. Right, Shane?
Yeah, I think we're live, man.
Yeah, I think we're live. All right, there we go. All right, boom, there we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to First Strike, hosted by myself and the legendary final boss, Shane Wall.
Oh, I get the legendary stuff.
Legendary today.
I'll take it.
It's a special episode, folks. We have a guest this week. He needs no introduction. Actually, no, he does need an introduction, and we have one for him. We have CaptnRetro on the show. Here's his opening, and yeah, get ready for a fun episode, guys.
When you wanna go, when you wanna know what's going down, you can count. CaptnRetro, it's the CaptnRetro Show. CaptnRetro, it's the CaptnRetro Show.
Boom, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man of the hour, CaptnRetro.
What's up, everybody?
Bam, there he is, our first official guest star. Do you feel special?
You know, right when the stream kicked in and my screen came up, honest to God, I felt there was like lasers go off and like fireworks, and I thought I was like coming in for a WWE match or something. It's very, it's palpable. The tension.
We were gonna have that, but it wasn't in the budget. It
Right.
just wasn't. We have about $4.50 a week, $4.50 Canadian.
Which I spend at Tim Hortons every day, so it just doesn't. It just can't be a thing. Sorry, man.
Is that Tim Hortons you got right there in a can?
Yeah, why not?
Tim's in a can. Is that what that is?
Tim's in the can is what we're down to right now.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got CaptnRetro on the show today. We got a fun episode. We're going to be discussing what we think Nintendo's best console is a little later on. We got some shop stories, apparently, that Shane wants to share. And more, of course. But first things first, we got MC Murr in the chat, one of Kevin's friends. Kai Duke is here. We got Cool Robert Payne. Yeah. We got Classic Gaming. David Atwood is here. Good to see you, sir. Damian Penner, of course, who really wants me to stream The Lion King for the Super Nintendo. That's why I bought it today, by the way.
It's a tough game.
That's what I hear.
It's not an easy game.
It is not an easy game,
You've
but
played
it's
it.
fun. It's a good one.
But have you beat it? That's the real question.
I beat it on the Genesis. I don't know about Super Nintendo version.
Okay.
Definitely Genesis beating it.
Well, speaking of beating games, what are we all playing this week? Let's open up with Kevin. What are you playing this week?
Man, the last couple weeks I've been on like a steady rotation of Assassin's Creed Origins, Fortnite. I'm loving some Fortnite right now. I've been playing that with my buddy Josh a lot. I've just picked up LA Noire on the PS4 to play through that again.
Nice.
And pinball. Once a
You're a
day,
big
there's
pinball guy, huh?
some kind of pinball happening in my life once a day at least. So,
What's your favorite? And that's a good question. Your favorite version of pinball? Because there's about 42 million out there.
I mean, I prefer a real pinball machine over video pinball,
Yeah.
but there is some great pinball stuff. Everything on the PS4 pinball wise is spectacularly well done video pinball.
We know what they say. Pinball is the new Call of Duty. That's what. They
Is that
say.
what they say?
That's what they say.
Well, shit.
See, you're rocking 120 frames per second on this new pinball stuff. Call of Duty has 60. I mean, that's all you need to say.
Double the
That's
frame rate,
where
double the
it's
fun.
That's what they always say.
It
That's like twice the mega power, right? That was an old Sega thing. Mega. It's mega frame rate.
Blast processing, man.
For sure. What are you playing, Shane?
I took a break on the Fortnite. That's ruled my life this last few weeks, and I couldn't shake it. I finally was able to shake it, and I'm playing Legend of the Dragoon for the first time.
There you go. PS1.
And
PS1,
I'm really enjoing it.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
far are you in now?
I'm on disc 2, so I want no spoilers. I don't know the game well. Big fan of turn-based RPGs and the whole bit, but I have just never got around to playing the game. I chose, unfortunately, the N64 side of things when it came to the PS1. The older I get, the more I realize, man, I was just a dumb kid.
Hey man, the N64 was a fun console.
It was not the proper console.
But it was a fun console.
Yeah, it was fine.
For kids, it was a good console.
Yeah, it was fine.
All right, you know what? Whatever. Truth be told, as per usual, nothing else is new. I've literally touched nothing this week. Nothing at all. Not one thing. Not true. No, not true. I did put in a Hat in Time for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that Steam, the new platformer. I forget who made it. I don't know. I did play it a little bit. I played through the first level. The controls in that game are tight. That's all I can really say about it so far. It handles well.
What game? I'm sorry.
A Hat in Time.
A Hat in Time. I don't know that one. Is that Switch? What's on that? What's that on?
It should be on the Switch, but it's not. It's for PS4, PC. It might be on Xbox One. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard about an Xbox One release yet, so I don't know if it's on there.
For sure, it's on Steam and PC. It's a 3D platformer. It was a Kickstarted thing, kind of like Yooka-Laylee. It was made by a bunch of guys who promised to deliver on a platformer that was like the PS2, GameCube era of 3D platformers. And it has very good reviews. There was a lot of hype for Yooka-Laylee when that came out, but this game is apparently much better.
That's what I've heard too, and I've been tempted to buy it because it just released on PS4 a couple weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been tempted to play it, but I don't know, man. There's so many games I want to play and get to, I just can't really do it.
Yeah.
It's a toy gun. It's a toy gun, guys. Everybody's asking in the comments if that's a real gun behind me.
I think it's a real gun.
That one's a toy. I do have a real gun. It's not in here right now.
Yeah, see, here in Canada, we have hockey sticks. So
Yeah, lots of them.
Right?
we get more reach with that.
How much reach do you have with your gun?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of range, especially with my fake gun. Especially with this toy gun. It's about as far as I can throw it, maybe 30 feet.
All right.
But it makes noises.
Well, we'll let the kids play while we talk. Shop trades. Shop trades. What do you got going on?
Yeah, trade-wise, it wasn't a very busy week for the new people here. We have a game shop. That's where this whole thing is kind of bloomed out of. I run the game shop. I'm here all the time, and we deal with the retro games, with the new games, a little bit of everything. And yeah, with Christmas coming up, the last couple of weeks has been crazy. There's been so many people in here. I feel like I need to drop $10,000 of just stock in here because it feels so darn empty, which kind of sucks because I'm just seeing all this awesome stuff leave.
Right?
Which it kills me every time. Like if I sell PS3 360 games, I don't care at all. Get that out of here. Like just
It'll come back anyway.
Just take it. I don't need it. I really don't care. But when somebody's buying some NES games or Super Nintendo games, stuff like that, that always kills me a little bit. Even though, yeah, I'm making money, but at the same time, I'd probably buy that back.
Sure, it's nice to see people buy it though.
Yeah, yeah. So as a good example, we had this 12 or 13-year-old kid come in last week, Friday, Saturday, something like that, and he wanted a Game Boy, an original Game Boy.
Somebody actually wanted an original
and
Game Boy.
And he bought like the red one, the Play It Loud series.
It's gone?
Game Boy. Yeah, he bought that.
Oh, no way.
And I just love that. He comes in with his mom, and his mom pays for it, and he has his Game Boy game now. Like, I went through one of the bins, and I found, like, that little light thing that you plug into the side that actually gives you a little bit of light and stuff. And it's just so cool that somebody like that buys a Game Boy. It just made my day. It was awesome.
That is insane. Man, I've been thinking about buying that thing for a long time. I like the red. It's a nice, vibrant Game Boy.
The only thing missing was that battery cover.
That's why I hadn't bought it. That was the whole...
Yeah, that part really sucked.
It's amazing how many people lose those things. Like, I still can't believe how many.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 Game Boys I get don't have the battery back.
You're a collector, Kevin. Like, how many Game Boys have you found in your time that just don't have a battery cover?
Oh, man. 6 out of 10 don't have one. 60% or so don't have the back on them. And if they do, it's chewed up and it's been like in a dog's mouth for a minute or two. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those.
Well, Biter Lady got them.
Yeah. Or, yeah, a kid that wants to chew on things. So they chew on the corner or they pull it off and the back part don't really stick on anymore because it's been chewed on.
Yeah, the little clip breaks and whatever.
Yeah.
Just real quick, you got Woodbury and an AK-47. Welcome to the stream, guys. It's good to see you. 17 people watching. Hello to everyone watching. All of Captain Retro's guys, thank you for coming out. We appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
And stick around, sub to their channel. These guys know what they're talking about. They obviously they run a game shop up in Canada land. They're pretty cool. Check them out.
We're getting plugged in our own podcast. I don't know how I feel about that. I think
hey
he's
man,
taking
I'm a
over.
non-stop plug machine. I'm a plug. I plug. I just plug.
All
I'm
right,
plugged right now. Somebody's plugging me on the phone.
There you go.
man. Yeah, what are we talking about here? Game Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking about like a little kid buying a Game Boy, which is awesome. There was when I go to a lot of conventions and stuff, and I sell things. And I was at Retropalooza in Dallas back in October, November, whenever the last one was. And I'm trying to find the kid's name, but there's this kid, and he was on. Do y'all watch 8-Bit Brody? Are y'all aware of who that is?
I've stopped by his channel. I'm not a avid watcher though.
Okay, he does. He calls himself the used car salesman of retro gaming.
Yeah.
But his show's kind of wacky. He does like weird interviews. He does comedy stuff. But he got this kid a couple years, I guess a year before at Retropalooza. He started him off with a copy of Double Dribble, and the kid ended up trading all the way to a TurboGrafx 16 and a couple other things. Like he made trades all the way through the convention with this little kid. And I'm looking for the kid's name, but this little kid is like 12, 13 years old. He is the future of retro gaming. I'm looking for his name. It's going to take me forever to find it, but damn it.
It's really nice to see like super young people.
It's cool. It's really cool to see, kids that had no idea what it was to play it and want to collect it. That's neat for me to see too. I don't have kids of my own, so I would hope if I did, they'd want to play the old stuff too.
That's what your kids will be doing.
Yeah,
At least one of them.
hopefully. Yeah, I have two kids of my own, 4 and almost 1.5, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're still kind of young. I think I got my NES when I was around 4.
Yeah.
And I swear I was beating Mario Bros when I was 4, but now to look at my daughter and expect her to now beat this game, I just don't see it.
It's weird to think about,
But
for sure.
But my son, yeah, he will be beating Mario Bros at 4.
I have this conflicted feeling about when I have kids. I'm like, do I give you an NES when you're
Yes.
young and then slowly go from there? Like that's what I want to do, but like what about when he goes to his friend's house and he has the PS12 and then he comes home to his Super Nintendo and then bitches at me because he only has what?
Yeah, there's no voice chat.
Yeah, where's the voice? Where's the graphics? Where's the guns? Like
Well, honestly, the Switch and the Super Nintendo have about the same voice chat capabilities. So
the Switch doesn't have voice. That's why you use your phone.
that's garbage.
We're not even
Yeah,
gonna
I
talk
still
about that.
can't believe that.
That's a whole separate issue. We got Tall Tale Gamer Bros. Welcome to the stream. Dr. Pete, welcome here as well. How you doing, Mr. Pest? Sorry, I'm blind. And Elodia, welcome as well. It's good to see you. We're glad you made it. Man, okay, fantastic. I was gonna touch on something, and then I got distracted by this Game Boy thing.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, see, I can go on and on with the stories we have in this shop. Man, our town sucks.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it's just, there's so many deadbeats in this town, and I see the worst of the worst here, and it just...
I would have never... We were talking about this yesterday, because we were here till like 1 a.m. chatting. I have never known how many weirdos there are where we live up until you opened this game shop.
I had no idea either.
Because there is a stunning amount of whack jobs.
Oh, and it doesn't stop. Like, there's just so many, and there's new ones, and then they go away for a while. Like, we had a guy claiming he hung out with Jesus and hung out with Satan.
But honestly,
Satan was more fun.
He was more fun, yeah.
And it just, man, it doesn't stop. There's just endless stories of just the weird people we get here. And sometimes I just want to punch myself in the face and just wake up and see what happens after that. I don't know what to do sometimes.
It's the price to pay to have one of the coolest fucking jobs in the world. So that's just how it is, to be honest with you.
I found his Comprehend Games. That's his channel. Comprehend Games.
And this is the young kid you were talking
This
about?
is the kid, dude. He doesn't have a lot of. He's got like 127 subs, but he collects old school cartridge stuff. His walls are starting to look like mine, and it's awesome.
How young are we talking here? Like
He might be 13. I don't know. He bought a bunch of stuff at the convention, and his dad was with him, and like they were hanging out the whole weekend at Retropalooza.
Good for that guy.
Maybe 12, 13. I don't know, but he knows his way around some old school video games. And
That's amazing.
anyway, he makes a channel about it, and I don't necessarily watch he's a kid, but I highly respect the love of retro that the younger generation seems to have. So
Yeah, exactly. I just subscribed to him now, actually.
Oh, look at you go.
yeah,
Helping
give us
the
a
community.
why not?
Did
Are
you
we
really?
too harsh on Sonic Forces? No, I don't think we are. I think that deserves all the harshness it gets.
Well, you haven't played it yourself. You're just going off popular
It
opinion.
doesn't look very good.
But you got to play it.
No,
You got to play it
no.
to give a fair review.
I mean, it's probably better than Mario Sunshine, but
Actually, just before we dive into some deeper topics here, Kevin, have you ever played Super Paper Mario for the Wii?
For the Wii, I do have that one, but I have not played that one yet.
Ah, okay. All right. That's fine. It's fine.
I got Thousand Year Door. I went through that. That was good stuff.
that was good. That was good stuff. You're right.
And then just do me a favor at some point in your life, play through Super Paper Mario, and then give me a comprehensive review on it.
Is it? Do they force some Wii on you? Is
They
that
force
why
a little bit of Wii on you. Not an unbearing amount, but a little bit of Wii on you.
That's why I won't play it.
But we're talking to Kevin here, and he's a Wii U fan, which it boggles my mind a little bit.
I'd rather play that than the Wii, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
All day long.
Still, they're both not good. in my
Fuck
opinion.
you guys. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about that. What else you got going on in the shop, or is that your synopsis?
I mean, that's basically everything. With a time like this, I don't want to take any airtime away from our good pal CaptnRetro. But one question I have for him though,
Yeah.
Castlevania. Obviously, you're familiar with the title.
Why would you think that?
Something about his logo, maybe.
Well, I thought that was just.
But recently, and I'm talking probably 3 months ago, me and a buddy had both never played through this game before, the first one. So we played, we played through it, and it took us, whatever, a week or two, whatever it was, to not playing all the time. Whenever he would stop by the shop, we'd play it together, and like we kept on having problems with the game freezing near the end. We would get to the last boss, and it would freeze on us all the time. We'd have to start fresh. And it drove us nuts. Did you know there's a difference between the first release Castlevania and the later ones?
Yeah, the original one had a glitch. You couldn't beat it.
Yeah, it was the PRG0 versus the PRG1 cartridge.
And you were playing through.
And we were on the PRG0, and I just wanted to... Every time it would freeze on us, we would get so damn pissed off that happened. And we had no idea. But that's cool that you know that.
I like how you spent 2 days. 2 days.
Yeah.
Just making your way back there, fighting the boss, freezing.
Yeah,
and you were playing on original hardware too?
Yes, original hardware.
Okay, so no save states, because God, that would suck.
It did, and we were not experts at the game. Like there's that one area right before the last level. You get up there and you got to get like the holy water and the crosses and whatever.
Right.
There's so many enemies, and you got those Medusa heads flying and stuff, and like that part that would kill us almost all the time. And yeah, to go back from the beginning after being at the final boss, like that just sucked, man. Oh, did that suck?
Yeah, it's a bitch. That game's, I mean, even working, that game's a bitch. So, this one's too. I got this as a Castlevania Blood Moon. It's a ROM hack.
Yeah.
It's like the first and third mixed together. It's awesome, except for the fact that you can move while whipping, which throws my brain off because all I've ever played is you stop while you whip. You know,
exactly.
And I'll walk right off ledges and fall into bad guys. I have not beaten this one yet, but I will. I'll get around to beating it. Castlevania, Metroid, and Zelda obviously are my 3 favorite series. I'm a Mario guy to a certain extent, but that wasn't my favorite game as a kid. You know what I mean? Like it came with the machine. I considered it. Everybody has this. The other stuff you got to seek out, especially when you're spending your allowance at 12 and 13 years old on one game, buddy. Pick the one game, so it better be the one game you know what I mean? Like you better do your research.
Yeah, you look at the box art and you think, oh, this game looks cool. Then you buy it and you find out it's complete garbage.
I kind of wish that was still a thing. You had to base games purely off the box art, because that would.
Thank God for store rental, because having a Blockbuster around as a kid really saved your pocket to a certain extent. Of like I rented everything that I thought looked cool, and 90% of it sucked.
It's true.
The Nintendo is a great console for about 40 games, maybe 50 in all. The rest of them are. There's another 200 that are and then the rest of them are crap.
Yeah, you're not wrong. There is a lot of garbage on that thing.
You say you're a Zelda fan, so what would be your favorite Zelda?
The OG, the original. That's the first game I ever beat all the way through.
Really?
Yeah, like I said, I'm 39. We got a Nintendo in the summer of '88, so I was 12 or just turned 10, I guess, in 78 to 88. So just turned 10. And that was the first game. Like we got maps. We had an Odyssey 2. I grew up with a Magnavox Odyssey 2 before that.
Wow.
No Atari. My cousins had one, but we didn't have that. And my brother and I we shared a room as kids, and we would play baseball on the Magnavox like pretty much every night. Baseball or Casey's Crazy Chase or Pickaxe Pete, stuff like that. And when we got the Nintendo, dude, like we sat down. We got Kung Fu, Slalom, Mario Duck Hunt, obviously, because that came with the machine, and Zelda. And I think Metroid came in very soon thereafter, but Zelda was the gold one. Like that. My dad bought that. He thought that one looked good because it was gold. This one's different. It's going to be the best game, I bet. And he bought that. My dad thinks like that, and he was right. That we would draw hand-drawn maps. Man, that took us months to get through that thing. My brother and I have somewhere in the house somewhere is a folder with those pictures.
Really? That's awesome that you still have that.
I like that.
Yeah, I'll try and dig them out and put them on an episode one day. That'd be cool to show everybody.
That's killer.
We used to hook up a VCR to the Nintendo and record tough sections of games to try and figure out patterns.
Nice.
So I have
Man,
video
that's
game
dedication. There you go.
video game on VCR tapes around here that's just old, like the Indiana Jones game, and
Of you just trying to play through it to figure out. That's hilarious. I love
yeah,
that.
you try to figure out the patterns of the enemies and stuff, and instead of dying, we'd sit there and watch what they were doing on the tape, and then try and move around it, you know. So
Yeah, that's not Zelda 1 is not an easy game.
Okay, but this is my favorite thing ever because so Shane had not played a Zelda game at all, ever,
Not one.
up until last summer, and we sat down and did side by side style in the shop. We were both playing through the game, and Shane, I refused to let Shane use a map because
we bitched about this for hours.
we went back and forth. We went real back and forth. Shane was like, "Okay, well, you would get a box when you got the game, and the map would be in the box.
Yes.
So I should be entitled to use a map." But I was like, "Okay, do you have the box?" Well, no. Well, then you can't use a map. So I just gave him shit. Like, no, you can't. And Shane actually beat the game, the whole original Legend of Zelda, bullshit and all, without using any outside help. It was just him.
you got to the Lost Woods by yourself?
He did.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Honestly, that part I think took me at least 12 hours. I'm not even kidding. And it got to the point where I was not allowed to look anything up, and I wanted to stay true to this. If I'm beating a game without help, I'm beating a game without help. I want no help, no spoilers. You don't tell me shit. So we're playing this game, and I've tried everything. I've looked all over the damn world on how you're supposed to know how to figure out what to do, and I can't figure it out. And then I try, the typical northeast, southwest. Nope, that's not it. Opposite direction, over and over. Try random stuff, and I was stuck on this for hours. I would play it 8 hours at the game shop here while I'm working. I would go home and I would just think about, like, what could I have possibly seen that would make sense on what to possibly do here. So finally, I was so desperate because I wanted to keep going and beat this damn thing. I decided, you know what? Screw it. We're going to go up 4 times, then we're going to go right 4 times, then we're going to go down 4 times, and process of elimination. I had a freaking notebook ready to go to cross things off of what I was doing.
Yeah.
And it ends up, you go up 4 times. There you go.
And that was it.
Done. Man, I couldn't believe it. I'll never forget that moment.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Top.
It gave you a sense of accomplishment too, though, to do that without.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, you hated me in the moment, but you got to be grateful now. Like, you did that all on your own.
It's a cool accomplishment. It's useless. It's not like it's ever going to push me further in life. But but I still, like, do you know?
Man, it's problem solving and it's diligence and it's it's perseverance, and there are things to be said about gaming and gaming accomplishments.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The wise CaptnRetro.
Yeah, see, he's older than me, so he can pull out those type of quotes and
Those type of
it's
old
fine.
man quotes. Yeah, there you go.
There's some gray hair in this beard.
See, I can't wait to get the gray.
Is that not all gray?
I really want the gray, but I
That's not all gray. It's just a little dark.
no. See, that's what I want. The salt and pepper. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's turning in. I think if I had hair, I would eventually get the Reed Richards,
Yeah.
sides, the white, and then some dark peppery.
You have no idea how much younger that hat makes you look. The second you take
Yes, I do. That's why I wear it.
the second you take that off, you look 20 years older.
Of course, I look 40 when I pull the hat off. But when I
Yeah.
got the hat on, I was like, this guy could be 25, maybe 20, 28.
Okay,
30.
30 yourself. All right, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Look, just because you're the fucking guy on YouTube with the fucking best head of hair doesn't mean you can give bald guys shit, okay, little kid? I'll
what they
slap
say.
you in the fucking teeth.
I'm getting told on my own podcast.
I'll gladly slap him for you, man.
Please,
That's
give
no
him one
problem.
good smack.
We'll do it for you.
They're
I'll send you a video on it. It'll be good.
There we go. He shouted us out on our own podcast. We might as well give him a little shout. CaptnRetro, if you guys don't even know who this guy is, he's a weird collector guy. He's probably the most enthusiastic old man I've ever seen on YouTube. Yeah, you should totally check out his channel, CaptnRetro. He does something called the CaptnRetro Show. Old video game pickups, doing pinball, old arcade machine restorations. I think that's what you're segueing into lately.
That's the new stuff. Yeah, lately I've been doing more of that than there's the pickup videos are coming back, but I'm really trying to go towards arcades and restoration.
Yeah, so there you go. If anyone's down with that, be sure to check him out. If I have a moderator in the chat, you want to just throw his link in the chat for people to just perfect drop him a sub. Okay, so we got Damien wanting to slap me. Shane here is gonna slap me. Kevin wants to slap me. Kai was real ready to slap me. If anybody else wants to hit me, now is the time.
Lining up.
Line up. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, moving forward. We want to jump into this console thing. Actually, we should talk about Mario 64 versus Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
Because this, I'm gonna shut up. This is a Shane Wall versus Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin?
Well, his name is like Kevin Costner or something.
Kevin McAllister.
Kevin McAllister. All right, so
my true name is Kevin Coughlin, and it's spelled Coughlin.
yeah, like I said, Macaulay Culkin.
I used to get called Kevin Costner a lot, so it's very close.
There you go.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin
Could be
Costner
worse.
could be worse.
Shane,
Could be Macaulay Culkin.
What do you like better, Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine?
Yeah, we're gonna take Mario 64 all day, bud.
Kevin, how do you feel?
Now, number one, like, how can you go all day? Like, okay,
All day.
Here we go.
the graphics are shit in Mario 64, like complete shit. When they came out, they were okay, but even then, they were
That's all that matters.
giant polygon. I'm just saying the controls are okay. The controls are exactly the same in Mario Sunshine. So how can that be? How can better?
But they're
graphics
worse.
make a worse game? Do what?
They're worse.
Oh, they're worse on Sunshine.
They're worse. You don't like Flood. That's your problem. You don't like that Flood. No, I liked 64 when it came out, but it wasn't a revolutionary blowing my mind off like Ocarina did. Ocarina taking Zelda into a 3D world like that was way more cool than.
Oh, come on. You can't even jump.
You don't need to jump in Zelda. You got a sword.
It was a pathetic argument. Come on. We can't jump.
See, I don't love Ocarina, so I can't talk about it too much because I never played it. So
You
Right.
played through 2 dungeons, I think.
yeah, something like that. No, honestly, like the reason I hate Sunshine so much, and I don't know if you've heard it. I've talked about it before.
If you say the
is-
music, I'll be upset.
No, the music's fine. The
Music's
music's
so great.
totally fine. But my biggest problem with it is there would be certain when you jump into a level and you pick one of your 6 or 8. Was it 8 in Sunshine? There's 8 shines you could get in each level.
I think so.
Yeah, so you pick one out of those 8. There was not a guaranteed 100 coins in each one out of those 8. So say you choose number 1 and then you decide to go for the 100 coin shine sprite. Well, there would only be 85 coins in that level on that one shine. And once I figured that out, like I looked it up online with our dial-up internet, and that was not a thing. Like there were certain ones where you could get the 100 coins and certain ones where you couldn't, and that just like pissed me off to no end. And that, like, I think I stopped playing the game after that because I was so mad.
Okay, so that makes you like a way different gamer than me because I don't even bother about. Who cares about all this? Like I got enough to get through the stage and get to the next level. Like I'm not a completionist, so I didn't even know that. I didn't even know you couldn't get a certain amount of coins on certain levels. I've beaten Sunshine a couple times, but I've never like 100% completed it. So
Yeah, like I beat it. I beat Bowser, and that level was cool. But yeah, I didn't like Flood. I didn't like that they got rid of the long jump and stuff like that.
I did. Yeah, you could use the long jump. That can come back. I'd be down with that.
Yeah, and just the whole water thing in general. Like I didn't love it. I didn't like that you had to use this hover thing all the time. I felt like that took away from the skill that it would take to get some of the stuff in Mario 64.
Yeah, I mean, I could see your arguments. My problem with Super Mario 64 is that it's just so fucking hard to. The camera was terrible. Everybody talks about how good of a camera it is, and it's a terrible camera. And it's hard to. I don't know. It was just hard to like orient yourself in that game to me.
I'm sorry, but you cannot argue that that Mario 64 has a bad camera and say that Sunshine has a good camera. It is.
I
equally
didn't
bad.
say Sunshine has a good camera. I'm just saying the polygons are nicer to look at in Sunshine.
I mean, I guess.
If it's the same shitty camera, it's still easier on the eyes in Sunshine. And GameCube games, for the most part, hold up, at least visually,
Sure.
way better than the 64 do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, not that graphics make the game, the story and the playability make the game. Which again, I thought Sunshine was I like the little crazy Mario Chrome looking dude that's the running around spreading all the paint that turns out to be Bowser's kid. And
Spoilers! Whoa!
Spoiler, 24-year-old spoiler.
Damn it!
When did that game come out? Early 2000s, I guess.
2002. It would have come
Okay.
out.
Oh, by the way, Yoda dies in the new Star Wars.
By the way, Yoda
Really?
was a puppet again in the new Star Wars, which was great. He was a whole puppet.
puppet?
But he's back to being a puppet. again.
Whoa! I actually didn't know that. Whoa! Stop!
Oh shit! Am I giving spoilers?
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're giving spoilers. Mine was a joke, man. Yoda died 30 years ago.
Hey,
What are you doing?
Hold on. He's a puppet?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the original Star Wars, he was a puppet. You can't see it. Like they have it
He's a
set so it
Muppet,
looks like.
technically, made by Jim Henson's
really
people. He's a
cool.
Muppet.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's a puppet.
Yeah.
Watch Star Wars just once.
Not in the prequels. Oh, well, in the first prequel, when in the first
I feel
in
four.
Phantom Menace, he's a puppet as well. But in the second and third ones, they went to CGI so they could have him fight and shit. But in the original three, he is just a puppet.
Don't bring a purple dragon looking guy. I'm gonna
No, I'm not bringing that. No, honestly, I feel like Link when he's climbing into a chest to open the chest because I know so little about Star Wars. I'm getting a lot of new information here. And one of the things I would love to do is my brother and I were basically the same person. We both have not seen Star Wars. We don't know what that is. We have no idea. And we want to start a podcast where we basically describe the Star Wars world to everybody. We'll review the movies and whatever.
Without knowing a damn lick about
we
it.
honestly don't. Honestly, the most Star Wars information I've received, a lot now, Yoda was a puppet. That's new. I did not know that. Also, Toy Story 2 had a lot of Star Wars crossover things. So I base a lot of Toy Story 2 in my idea of what Star Wars is. But I honestly don't know anything. I don't know a damn thing.
You should watch them. They're good, and watch them in order.
In order of what?
4, 5, 6, 1, 2,
The
3,
order
7,
that they
8,
were
9.
originally released.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how I would do it if I would ever watch it.
But he won't.
But
It's worth
honestly,
time.
I've made it 28 years without watching it, and I might as well just keep going.
That's so heartbreaking. That's not
look,
a way to think.
I will say I've never seen Titanic, so we're in the same kind of boat.
I watched that
Never seen
one
it.
time.
Was it worth it?
No,
It's
What
not
the
that
fuck?
good.
I don't
Hey,
think I wouldn't think so.
does the boat go down? Yeah. Okay, I'm good. I don't need to see that fucking.
Yeah,
movie.
you know,
Spoilers again! God damn it, Kevin.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I read the books and the articles, and that's
I've
good
been to a
enough for me.
museum. I saw some coal and shit they brought up from. I've been to a museum. I've seen some things that actually came from the Titanic. I'm good.
All right, I'm gonna steer this boat back to Mario for 1 second. Here.
Steer the boat.
Steering the boat.
And again, it's not that I don't like Super Mario 64. It's a fine game, but my preference is Sunshine.
And what were you basing that off of exactly? Just the way it looks, like visually? Or...
The playability of it is a little bit more to me. I like it better. I like Mario in Mario 64 is so fat and blocky, and like the camera's kind of like right behind him. And at least in Sunshine, you can get up further away and like move it around and really see the course. And
You feel like the game plays tighter? Is that what you're getting at here? Is that
a little bit tighter. The controls are a little bit tighter, at least without the flood hovering jetpack thing. I mean, that thing's kind of wonky to use, and making sure that your camera's in the right angle to hit certain things when you're spraying water is a pain in the ass. Like Mario Sunshine has its flaws, but musically I like it better. Like I don't even know the song from Mario 64, but I know the song from Sunshine. You know what I mean? Like the main theme that happens in Isle Delfino. Like
that bums me out. How do you not know Bomb on Battlefield? Come on.
again,
Iconic.
and I will say this also. When 64 hit, I was in college, man. So we played Smash if we played it, and we played GoldenEye, and that was those were the two games. You know what I mean? Like that's what we played, and maybe a little bit of Rogue Squadron here and there.
There you go.
I was
That's a
too
good-
busy going to class and not play it. Like if I was playing anything, it was PlayStation 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and stuff like that.
All right, so my next question then, in your opinion, what's the more impressive game at the time, Mario 64 in 96 or Sunshine in 2002?
Easily 64. Mario 64 is the more impressive for its time. Mario Sunshine is the best of what we can do. Watch this. You know what I mean? It didn't come out with the GameCube didn't launch with Sunshine, did it?
No, I came up with Luigi's Mansion and Wave
The
Race.
same
Blue
thing
Storm.
they did with the Odyssey. They're like, we're going to sculpt a perfect Mario game, and we're going to put it out when we want to. It's not going to be based on having to need it for the launch cycle or whatever. So, like, Mario Sunshine is, here's the best 3D platforming Mario game we can build as of 2002. You know what I mean? It's not, they're not trying to push boundaries kind of like what they did with, I like what they've gone in the new direction with Odyssey. I like the hat throwing aspect and different things, man. Like, they really did. They keep it the same, but they throw in a couple little twists every time. And Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. You know, they hit for me in Sunshine, but they missed for you in Sunshine, and they hit for me in Odyssey, and they hit for a lot of people in Odyssey. So,
Although Gamer Bros, thank you for stopping by, man. Have a great night.
you won't see me running around in one of those hats. I'll tell you that.
Right. So purely for my interest, because I know how I feel about them. I know how Shane feels about them. Where do you stand on the Galaxy games? Like, what do you feel? How do you feel about those?
Never beaten either one. Played a little bit. The soundtrack is incredible. It's full orchestrated, beautiful like orchestra music, and it's amazing. That again, I'm a music guy, musician, so I really do gravitate towards the music in games and the things that like that. So I know that the songs are really cool. I've played a little bit more of Galaxy 1. I might have played like 2 or 3 levels on Galaxy 2, but they seemed fun and cool. But again, nothing earth-shattering.
Okay, fair enough.
That's why they're $10 games. They're all right.
People like to argue they're the best ones. I can't get behind that.
No, the best ones are the best one overall is Super Mario 3. And like for a Super Mario game, Super Mario 3, and maybe Super Mario Land or Super Mario World.
Yeah, those are the two that always stick out to me as being very, very, very good. And
yes,
I can't choose between them because
highly replayable.
Oh, completely. And I don't know what's more impressive, Mario 3 running on an NES or Mario World running on a Super NES. Like, they're just...
Yeah.
If you look at that difference from Mario 1 to Mario 3, that is incredible.
Right.
I still get... Yeah, again, look, we've talked about that. I'm looking at Mario 3 and Mario 1 and thinking that they're on the same console is insane.
It's unbelievable.
It is crazy how different graphically those games are. Kevin, do you want to just turn off your webcam and turn it back on?
Do we freeze?
Yeah, your picture froze.
The old freezingings.
That's what they call me.
I got the Brandon freezing.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. I haven't heard that joke.
How are you? Am I back?
Yeah, you're good to go. So Mario Sunshine and 64. What I'm hearing here is that you like Mario 64 because platforming feels more like platforming. That seems where you're at. Like, because with Flood, it kind of takes some of the platforming elements out of it.
Yeah, it made it, as with everything on the GameCube, it made it easier towards that younger generation. Although still fun, it's still whatever, it just made it easier. And I felt like I was playing on a normal difficulty on Mario 64, and Mario Sunshine is just an easier difficulty. Like, I loved the sprites you had to get when your Flood got taken away, and then you had to run on these a cappella music sounding areas. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was... Oh, man, those were sweet. And the music
was so good.
That was flawless.
Yeah, the 3D like little platforming sections where Flood is missing those are great.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons I kept playing that game, just to keep getting into those.
Which was a precursor to some of the stuff in Galaxy, it seems like. You know, there's a lot of things like that in Galaxy that's...
And they kind of went back to an Odyssey a little bit. You'd go into, like, the first one I think of is New Donk City. If you go into that one building, then bam, you're suddenly in this weird space, like just sky area, doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they brought that back again, which is neat.
Oh, there's a billion little Easter eggs in Odyssey.
Oh,
That game is so good. That game is so good.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
All right, for sure.
But again, I would say I don't say either one are better. Let's put in the argument here. They're neither better. I prefer to play if you gave me 2 on a desert island, I would play Sunshine first. But I would also want to play Super Mario 64 eventually.
Would you even touch Sunshine if you were on a desert island? Or would you just play Mario 64 twice?
I would play Mario 64 probably 5 times first and then go to Sunshine.
Okay, there you go.
Just because, man, I feel like the age I was, like when I bought that game, I would have been, 13, I think? And whatever. When you're a teenager, you're stupid.
Thanks.
Your life choices and your opinions are just, they mean nothing.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're still a teenager.
I concur.
I'm 19.
So maybe like I think I went with the GameCube, which was a mistake overall. I should have gone with the PS2 or the No, not the Xbox. The PS2 I should have gone with, but that controller just sucks. I just can't do that. But yeah, and like all my buddies, they got the PS2s and the Xboxes, and I had to work my ass off to pay for the GameCube for myself and buy these games and stuff. And it was just underwhelming. That whole generation was just underwhelming for me.
We got a lot of comments from MC Murr here. If you don't know MC Murr, he's another YouTuber. He's kind of, I feel like he's the even more Captain Retro. 3 So we got Mario 64 set standards. That said, he never really asked for a 3D Zelda. Mario 3 is the best. Galaxy is pretty fun. We got Mario 64, a phenomenal soundtrack. I'd say that Bomb and Battlefield really does rock. I was watching a review of somebody.
It's the bomb.
Pardon?
It's the bomb.
It's the bomb. It's funny, Kai. Kai with the
good.
puns. Yeah, so I was watching a review of Mario 64 just because I like to watch reviews of games I've already played to see other people's opinions. And this guy reviewing the game, the first thing he was when he talked about the soundtrack is like, none of the songs in this game are memorable. And that made my jaw drop. Like, how is Bomb on Battlefield not memorable? Like,
I don't know if I've ever been to the Bomb on Battlefield.
it's the first stage in the game. You have
is
to
it?
go to. You
Well,
have
then
to
I-
go to Bomb on Battlefield.
I don't know, dude. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I played 64. Or again, like I told you, I can't recall. It's like you tell me what the Avengers music is. What's Ant-Man's theme song?
Fine.
You don't know because they're
Okay.
fucking generic pieces of shit. And that's why you can sing Star Wars or you can sing Superman's theme song because it's not a generic piece of shit. No offense to Koji Kondo. Love you.
Wow. All right.
I get heated about music, man. Being a musician, and I guess that makes me conceited about it. But like, I feel like my job as a musician is not only to learn and play and do music, but to totally fucking if I don't like something, I tell you why.
Yeah,
And
I
I-
know what you mean.
You made your intro tune, yeah?
Yeah, that's all me and my buddy Chad.
That's wicked. All right.
What do you play?
A little bit of everything. Bass. In my rock band, I was the lead singer, and then I decided to be the bass playing lead singer, and then I was just the bass player and secondary singer when I replaced myself as a lead singer. But I play guitar and piano and a little bit of drums, a little bit of everything. MC Murr is a accomplished guitar player himself.
Right on.
Metal band, like old school, like deathcore screaming metal. It's scary. MC Murr was a scary musician. But now he's all grown up and he's got kids and he's a big chump.
Oh, like Shane. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, you big chump.
Yeah, man, I tried to learn that guitar stuff, and I just can't do it.
You're a born
I
drummer.
picked up drums so fast, and it hit me, and it just changed my life, basically. Like, drums just became life now. Like, songs, all of a sudden, you're just studying the same song for like a month to make sure you know exactly how they're doing it, what they're doing. And I tried the guitar thing afterwards, and no, forget that. I can't do that. Not a chance.
Chunky fingers.
Sure.
Maybe that's
It's a lot of repetition and muscle memory, but once it sticks, it sticks. And it's kind of like riding a bike. I haven't sat with a guitar in probably 6 to 8 months now, but I could grab one at any time and start playing again. It'll come back to you.
For sure, man. All right, we'll move on. We'll move on to our second kind of bulky topic here. In your opinion, and in Shane's opinion, and in my
Virtual Boy.
opinion, that's what I was going to. Come on, man. That's the joke in every podcast. The best. What is the best Nintendo console? The best console Nintendo released based on not necessarily sales, but based on games, quality, thought put into the console. What's the best thing that Nintendo's ever put out in your opinion, Kevin?
Home or handheld?
If you think there's a handheld better than a home console, then feel free to pick a handheld.
Well, I mean, if you're going by sales, isn't the 3DS like the most sold thing ever?
We're not going by sales. Quality of games. We're going quality.
Super Nintendo has a plethora of amazing shit. For if you're into 2D and beginnings of 3D gaming, the Switch is pretty outstanding though. I'll tell you that much. I like the Wii U. I like the Wii. It was neat when it first hit. But probably the Super Nintendo is my favorite of the Nintendo consoles.
I think that's the first time we've heard someone the phrase "I like the Wii" ever. Just
Yeah,
in
that'll
all
be
60
first,
episodes.
I'm
Man,
not-
the Wii's got some fun games.
No, it doesn't.
You can't knock it. It's got a lot of shovelware poop, but it's got a lot of fun games too.
I can't do it. I honestly can't do it. Man, I tried for about 45 minutes one time, and I just can't do it.
What, play a game on the Wii?
Just acknowledging Damien's comment for 1 second. He's convinced that we're all Nintendo fanboys. I am, and I'll admit I am. Shane's not. Kevin likes
You
everything.
definitely are a Nintendo fanboy.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of them up until like 97, 98.
Here's what I'll say.
But after that, I really don't care about them very much.
The reason we're ranking Nintendo consoles is because there is something unique to every Nintendo console. If we're going to rank PlayStation consoles, we're all going to say PS4. That's just what it is.
PS4 is the second coming of the PS2, and it's pretty incredible.
It's an amazing time. If we're going to touch on that a little bit, the whole PS4 library right now, it's just incredible. It has a little bit of everything that I just I don't understand why people are even buying an Xbox One. It blows my mind that people are choosing to purchase an Xbox One over a PS4. I don't even understand it at all.
Yeah, it seems like every time I go in a GameStop once a month or so, there's 15 new titles that I had no idea were sitting there for a PS4 that, weren't new. They were just something I missed last time I was in there looking at stuff. I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? It's great.
Yeah, and all their flash sales, I'll go on there and there's like 5 titles that I haven't heard of that's a Japanese RPG. Will sign me up. Buy right
Fairy
now.
Fencer F Advent Dark Force.
Yeah.
That's the beta.
Peach Splash.
Peach Beach Splash.
No, I sold that thing already.
What? Someone bought it?
Yeah.
Holy
You didn't mention to bring that up in shop trades?
No.
Cancer Kid?
Yep.
You can't
Oh,
just...
wow.
You mean Oliver?
Yeah, Oliver.
Man.
What's your
No way.
favorite non-Nintendo console?
My favorite non-Nintendo console, I honestly love the marketing of the Sega Genesis more than I love the Sega Genesis. So that's always a
The
tough
marketing
one.
was ballsy.
It was amazing. That is top-notch stuff.
MC Murr is a Sega guy. He is
Right on.
You and
Wait.
MC Murr could talk for hours.
way more. I mean, he's a Nintendo guy too, but he's way more Sega than he is. And that's what he had growing up. So he was my buddy. Me and him have known each other since like 5th or 6th grade, 5th grade, something like that.
Right on.
But we fell out of touch after high school, and we in fact found each other on YouTube making videos about games.
That's incredible, eh?
That's
pretty
cute.
pretty incredible.
Like
That's
that.
awesome.
And he had a Master System and a Genesis growing up. That he was the only kid I knew that had like the Genesis, So that's we played. I'd go to his house to play Sega, and he'd hang out with me to play Nintendo as kids.
Right on. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Genesis. I love that. But if we're going non-Nintendo, like that PS4 is just, it's growing on me all the time. It hasn't been out like too terribly long, but it's just, I've had so many awesome gaming experiences on this thing. Mostly because I was a 360 guy last generation.
Me too.
Which was a terrible mistake. Looking back, I don't know what I was thinking.
He had Fable too.
Well, no, the Xbox 360 was an incredible machine. The Xbox One sucks my dick.
It really
And it doesn't pay me, and it doesn't do the dishes, and I'm upset about it. It needs to fucking learn to do something and pick up its own
No,
slack.
man, it's got Cuphead.
It does have Cuphead, and I do have
Cuphead is
Cuphead,
cool.
and it's fun. Is it worth $600 or whatever I spent initially on this?
Well, it's
Sunday?
Cuphead. That's what you got. You got Cuphead. I feel like
My
that whole
brother-
the Switch
my
has
brother
game
is
joke. You need to stay
Xbox.
with the Xbox.
My brother is an Xbox Oneer, and he refuses to convert. So if I want to play Battlefield or a game with my brother, I have to have the same machine.
Oh, yeah.
If you're an Xbox fanboy, you're gonna stay an Xbox fanboy just because you like the name Xbox. It's just how it is.
Honestly, it's got a better controller, better online networking, but that's kind of where it stops.
No, though the Xbox One doesn't at all. That's the problem with Xbox One to me, is that you can't keep a party together, you can't keep a game together, you get thrown out of chat, you get thrown out of lobbies on
Worse
everything.
than PlayStation Network?
I honest to God have had it happen maybe twice on PlayStation Network.
Really?
Yeah, I have really good internet here too, which is it can't be me. It's got to be something
Sure.
wrong with the game or the box or the servers or the companies that don't give a fuck. I'm sick of buying something that's not on the disc. You know what I mean? When you go buy a game and you stick it in and it's 17 gigs to
Yeah.
download, and you're like, what?
I still can't believe that.
Yeah,
It
that
makes no
is
sense.
super
You couldn't
annoying.
have gotten away with this in 1991. You couldn't have done it. You couldn't have put out a cartridge. Even though the technology didn't exist, but like you weren't ready. You missed your deadline. That's how it
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And never mind, the servers is down. You can't update your PS4 or your Xbox One now because everybody's unwrapping these as Christmas gifts. So now you're screwed. You can't play this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So now you got to wait 3-4 days, and the hacker group Anonymous is hacking it now, and now we can't do anything for 3 weeks. It sucks in a way.
It could be a Canadian internet thing. That maybe. Although I feel
The
like
server
Canadian.
issue that was not a Canadian thing. That was just their servers were overloaded and whatever.
Oh, okay, for sure. What are we even talking about? Your favorite non-Nintendo console is a PS4. That's what you're getting at here.
Yeah, and I hate to be the new like to pick a new system. That just seems weird. But
It's
honestly,
an incredible choice. It's a great choice.
It's an ever growing library of games that there's already so many for. Like, there's just tons of awesome experiences to have on this thing. And I've spent probably more time on my PS4 than I have. I'd like to know the hours I spent on my NES back in the day and the hours I spent on my PS4, because now that I run a game shop, I can literally play my PS4 all day long. Or play
You have been playing it
all day
since you
long.
opened.
It's been a lot of PS4. We've had little waves of Super NES and.
But that thing's always been on your
NES,
desk. That's
but
been your go-to.
It's on the desk, yeah.
The Namco Wonderswan. I thought that would be your choice personally, but mine. I'm weird. I'm stuck in like I haven't played a lot of the super retro stuff that you're super into NES. I have a relationship with it, but not as nearly as much as you do. I don't have a relationship with the PS4 or Xbox, like new generation games like you do. I'm stuck in the 5th generation area, and if I can't pick a Nintendo console, then I really like the PS2. You hate that thing, or at least
I'm
you hate
using one now.
True, yeah, you're playing. Well, okay, you're using it for a PS1 game, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love the PS2. The controller could be better, but everything from when you just boot the thing up and those like monoliths come up at you, like the opening is just sweet.
That is fantastic.
I
yeah.
love that with the sound, and then you have that iconic, just the lights and the black screen with the browser and system configuration. I like the menu just to begin with, and then that library is massive. I collect for my GameCube mostly at the moment, but whenever I get around to be done with that, the PS2 is something I really want to just have a huge collection for because of the amount of games on that thing.
Yeah, it's what, 1,400 games, I think?
Well, they were making them up until what, 2010? When was the last one come out?
I thought it was 12 or 14. You still had FIFA 14 on that thing.
Yeah, you had PS2 games coming up forever on the.
My Walmart still has a couple copies of Grand Theft Auto, like the triple pack,
Nice.
Vice City and San Andreas, and the original or Part 3
On
I guess.
PS2.
Or PS2 sealed. They're $20, $19.99.
That's crazy. I can't believe that.
I think I got.
Well, that's $20 American, so about $4,000 Canadian. So
That's about the conversion. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
Well, wait till the Bitcoin takes over, and then we won't
Yeah,
have these
there you go.
problems.
Ugh, don't even get me started on Bitcoin. We got Nate in here. We're gonna have a Nate
no,
episode.
we will not.
Come on, it'll be fun.
I would say my favorite non-Nintendo console.
Panasonic 3DO.
No.
Oh.
Probably the Magnavox Odyssey 2, because that's what I grew up on. And man, there are it's better looking than the Atari. The games handle better than the Atari. It's still fun to play today. It's got a little voice box on top that
Yep.
talks to you and stuff. Like, I love it.
That's cute.
It's got a giant keyboard. I cry, honest to God, this game right here. This was the last game I needed for my childhood collection to get all the stuff that I could remember we had. And this is basically the Lord of the Rings. It's called the Quest for the Rings, but it's for the Magnavox Odyssey 2. And as a grown man last year at Retropalooza, I broke down and cried when I finally acquired a complete copy of this game. It's actually a board game, basically. Like, it's got the game stuff in here too. But there's little game pieces that you put down on the board. And then there's like little maps and shit. And like, this is something my brother and I had no idea how to play when we were little kids, but we tried to play it all the time. And we made up our own rules for it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we didn't really know what we were doing. Neither of us could read. That's how small we were. But we would put this on there and start pushing buttons, and it just the flood of nostalgia hit me, and I fucking started crying. And it's on the episode. I cry on that episode about when I got this.
Aww.
And I'm not ashamed to admit that I cried. By God, things make you cry.
I would cry too if I loved Mario Sunshine, so I totally understand, man.
You bastard.
That's good. That's wicked though. That's pretty sweet. That's not what I would have expected you to say.
I've had no Magnavox Odyssey anything come through the shop, or I've been collecting for the last 13 to 15 years, and I have not come across anything Magnavox Odyssey related.
We're in Canada. Like it's collecting
It's
is
tough
tougher out here.
finding anything here aside
Y'all are
from
in-
NES.
Ontario area? Where are y'all at?
We are in the dead center of North America. If you do all the mathematics you want, we are in the dead center of North America, which is the southern part of the middle of Canada. We're honestly about an hour away from the border. We could go down there and
We're close.
drink some garbage beer and hang out with you guys. But
Why would we do that when we could stay up here?
Yeah, we can just
Some
stay
Molson
here.
Ice.
There you go.
Man. I'm not even sure where we're going from here. I'm gonna drink some Red Bull. Sponsor? Not really.
Not really sponsored.
Red Bull, contact us. We've been waiting. We sent you 14 emails. I don't know why. We keep getting these failed delivery statuses as if we're blocked. I'm not sure what's up with that, but
We got MC Muir asking, or no, it was Dr. Pest actually asking, or Dr. Pete, as Brandon would say, if the net neutrality crap is going to affect Canada at all. Our laws are actually very good with that. We are totally fine. That won't be an issue for us.
for now,
But that-
anyway.
That's going to suck, man, if that actually
won't be an
goes
issue
through.
for us. It won't go through.
I
Not
mean,
worried.
it just can't.
They made the decision, but man, have you seen how many states are suing the FCC for that?
Yeah.
It is. I
yeah,
love
it's
the
unreal.
stand being taken against it because
Yeah,
that
it's
is.
unreal.
The whole world's changing, and America, we're at a brink of like this old regime has got to go, and I don't know how Trump got fucking elected, but it makes me fucking sick, and I feel like he's going to be impeached any day. And I didn't want to take this to politics, but like any day now, the last hammer, the last shoe is gonna fall, and the whole damn system's gonna crumble. And just you watch, like.
No, we're just gonna call my boss Damien, and he's gonna take my spot here for a few minutes because I'm sure he has a lot to say.
Yeah, we can.
Well,
talk.
I mean, again, like I'm 39 and I've never had to care about politics in my life. That makes me sound white and privileged, but like
We are white and privileged.
my life didn't revolve, and now everything I see online is some other person getting arrested for molesting, or you know what I mean? Like it's all this swarm of evil, and hopefully they're getting it all in a big bag and they're gonna chuck it out into space, and we won't have to deal with this shit anymore. And by the time that people are my age are the ones running the country, that shit'll be long history. You know what I mean? Like when the 40-year-olds and the 50-year-olds start becoming the guys in power, which is going to happen, the crazy old regimes of weird misogyny and crap that goes on in this country will stop. One can pray.
So maybe me and you run for the powers in our respective countries,
There we go.
and we'll see
Sounds
how
good to
far
me.
we get.
We need final boss, Prime Minister of Canada, and then CaptnRetro, President of the United States.
All right,
of
so we're
America.
legally changing our names. Final boss
And Captain Retro.
There we go. I like
Sounds
that.
good to me.
Perfect. I was just gonna, we'll wind things down.
Winding down.
A little bit. Stop doing that. If anybody's any
Some
questions to end
deletions.
things off for myself, Shane, or Kevin, and throw them in the chat, and we'll do as many of them as we can. I'm sure there's gonna be like one, if that. But
So I really hope my mom's not watching, but I had a very new experience today.
oh, fantastic.
A Blumpkin.
No,
Okay.
no,
No one's agreed to that yet. That's
no.
that's on
But
the table?
I sold.
Well, it's not new. He's had those before.
Well, he's tried.
I sold my house or condo, as you put it, today.
Oh,
Nice. Congratulations.
And I wasn't. I don't know if it's a congratulations, honestly. I wanted to keep it as a rental unit, and I wanted to start getting properties and have all this rental stuff going. But I sold my house today, and I don't know what to think about it, because since our shop is a new shop and it's my main source of income, I need to be running this for 2 years before I can go to the bank and say, hey, I want a new mortgage. So that 2 years is coming up in May, and at that point we're gonna have to see how much I claim on my income tax to see what I can get approved for. So technically, May 25th, I'm gonna be homeless
yeah,
unless there's something else.
yeah.
So I might be living in the game shop or with the in-laws for a while. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Don't live with the in-laws. Come live with me and Kai. We got it.
Is
a
it
section.
possible? Is it possible? Do y'all have land? And I know that there are some places in America that do this, but like, could you have a shop that is attached to a home? Like, could you have a condo?
I could, but the problem is being in the city that we're in, to find a residential area that you could also would be
Commercial,
in,
right.
yeah, as a commercial thing. It wouldn't quite work properly, and you'd be spending way too much money anyway because they value
Right.
that as a lot more, which is kind of a
That's
problem.
my dream here. I kind of wanted to open a retro shop / barcade that was like a pinball arcade and a
Sure.
bar, and a little bit of a retro store, and then live in it too. Because what the fuck, I wouldn't want to leave there.
Yeah.
True. Why
Yeah,
leave
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're?
PB's Playhouse. I'm pretty sure he had a bed there. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to be the PB's Playhouse that's a retro shop and a bar.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, if I was single, I would absolutely live in this place.
Yeah,
We have a sink and a bathroom over there.
there's wash in it. There you go.
There's a sink. I might fit in the sink. I haven't
Do a
tried.
little horse
but-
bath real quick, tops
but-
and tail.
Yeah, we would make it work.
Yeah, man. Like
But problem is I'm not single, and my wife would not be excited to move in here with me. She actually doesn't care about games at all.
Yeah, even a little bit.
Nothing.
No, she like Mario Party.
Yeah, she plays Mario Party a bit, but she just, I don't know how she supports me in doing this, but she does. It's
She's
really
the
amazing.
one. She's the one. Clearly, you married her. Good work.
Good choice.
Yeah. So we're gonna chalk that up as a win.
Yeah, there was a time where we would joke like, yeah, I'm gonna move in the podcast room, $100 a month. I would just live back here.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a joke. And then Asa wanted to live back here.
Yes, that's also right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. One of these days, someone will move into this back room and just sleep on this tiny love seat we got over there.
It's a comfortable love seat. That's just.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
What's the deal with poutine?
Oh,
It's fries with cheese curds and then gravy on top.
and
Jesus
it's
in your
amazing.
mouth.
Let me tell you something. It is good as balls.
It is fantastic.
If you haven't had a poutine, I don't know what you're missing out on life.
We
The finer
honestly
things.
have full-on restaurants that all they serve is
Poutine.
poutine.
Poutineries.
They'll have 20 to 30 different kinds of poutine. With bacon.
Poutineries? Is that what they're called?
They're called poutineries.
Yes.
My God.
If you ever
Dude,
see
it's just unreal.
if you ever going, hiking through Canada on your snowshoes, and you ever see Rudy's poutine truck, be sure to stop. Be sure to stop by. Be sure to stop by and pick it up. You'd appreciate the business.
Oh, it's a good one.
I've been trying to
was
convince.
smooth.
I have a buddy from grade 4, and I convinced him. I don't know where I came up with this stupid idea, but it came up just out of high school. So we're talking. This has been going on for 8 or 9 years. Where I'm trying to convince him to buy a food truck and make it a poutine truck, and he just hates the idea. But I don't let it down. I still ask him. I work with him every now and then, and I still ask him all the time. So are we starting this poutine truck thing, man? Like you get in that truck. Like I'll go buy an Auto Trader. I'll give it to him. Like, hey man, there's some really good food truck ideas in here. We could really make this a thing, and we can go to Vista Print. We can get the banners printed off. We can get business cards. Like everything, man. This is gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
And he just hates it.
You've been doing it for years too.
Years, man, years, and it's not even funny anymore. But I find amusement in it, so I keep going.
Oh,
So-
you'll beat a joke to death.
Completely to death,
Like-
long past death.
Yeah. Anyway, now, yeah, okay, we'll start to wrap things up here.
Wrapping up.
If you guys, again, if you have not already, did you ever throw a link in the chat?
He did.
Yeah, why don't you throw one more?
To his?
Yeah. Why don't you throw another one?
Yeah, we're very thankful.
Thank
that
you.
The CaptnRetro decided to join us today. It's awesome, man. It's good to actually talk to you, meet you, see your 2 copies of Zelda. It's awesome.
There's 3 technically.
Oh, okay, sorry.
For
Sorry.
sure.
So,
Sorry.
so what's your favorite piece of non-pinball material that you have?
In my collection,
Yeah,
probably my NES TV.
nice.
sharp-
That
Whoa.
sharp one. Atta-be.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Where did you pick that up?
I've got 2 Rob deluxe sets right now, 2 boxed Rob sets.
I'll buy one off you.
One of those can go away.
Yep, right here.
We could talk about that. Down with that.
I'll
Make a
trade you like 10 kilograms of poutine.
Ooh.
And 15 copies of Connect Adventures for the 360. For you.
And then, yeah, I would have to say the Sharp TV. I wanted one of those since I was a kid. The first time I ever went to Disney World as a kid, we stayed in a hotel that had one. And had I known that we were staying there, I would have brought video games and never gone to Disney World. I would just play. But we didn't get to play it. I just knew that it could play video games. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. And I always wanted one. So I got one. I found one. I paid $200 for one. And I didn't haggle. I didn't fight.
I would do that
fought-
today, right now.
Yeah, that's the deal. I got a deal on it. And it's got all 4 feet and the doors. And I have
Nice.
one controller
Mission.
for it.
That's wicked.
I'm a
That's
fan of it.
awesome.
That's not going anywhere.
See, that's one of those things that there's a big difference between Canadians and Americans. We did not get that much stuff. America was always the test market for all these things. So there's so
Right.
many things that we don't get up here that you guys had down there, which
Or,
makes
or you might have only
finding
got in like Toronto because it's right there.
yeah,
Something like that. It only crosses over a certain amount.
exactly, because literally where we are, our biggest city in our province or state equivalent is, what is there? Almost 1 million people in Winnipeg? Not even.
No.
600,000?
Something like that, yeah. In that range.
Yeah, so that's our capital city at 600,000. We're in the third largest city in our province at about 13,000 people, which is nothing.
Well, Manitoba is not a good example
It's
of ours.
a terrible example. So we do not get stuff like a Sharp TV. I bet you there's a couple in the province, but there's not that many here. So finding anything like that is tough. Like I said, I've been collecting 13 to 15 years. I finally found my first Power Glove about 2 months ago.
Oh man,
And it happened to be in the box too with the manuals and everything. So I was very excited about that.
nice. It's a piece of shit, but nice to find.
Oh
find
yeah.
it.
But it's cool to have, right?
It just looked
It's
beautiful.
cool to have.
Yeah.
I've seen 3 or 4 of those in the last year alone. Like I see a good bit of those. I see power pads practically every day.
Yeah.
There's a power pad everywhere I go.
Yeah, we got a lot of power pads. It took me forever to finally sell one here.
Did you had a power pad here?
Yeah, and we got another one that's what's that NES bundle with the power pad, the power set? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one of those now.
Yeah, and not the challenge set is the original one. Okay, yeah, the power set or the.
Was it the power set? Yeah, it's the power set. I can see it from here.
Okay.
Yeah, power set.
For sure. Yeah. Anyway, what were we doing? We're winding down.
Winding down.
Are we sure? Any more questions for him?
Somebody asked me what my favorite game was. There's no choice. That I don't have a favorite game.
That's so hard.
You can't. Yeah, that's tough. Like you can give a list of games you love, but to say your all-time favorite's always tough.
Well, it's easy.
Right.
It's Call of Duty World War II.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I'll go back. I go back to the game Freestyle probably more than any other game, but I don't think it's my favorite game. But
Yeah.
if you ever heard of it, it's like a motocross racing game, and it's just relaxing to me. So I play it, you know what I mean? But it's not my favorite game.
The problem is there's too many genres and too many different styles of games. Like you can love Skyrim because of how expansive and huge the damn game is, but you can also love like The Sims because it's The Sims and it's a life simulator. Like it's such a hard thing to narrow down.
I still love Ski Free on, what was it, Windows 95?
Oof.
98?
That's a good one.
That was a good
Like-
game.
Dude,
I didn't know
Solitaire,
you could press the F button to go super fast. And I would just play
Solitaire,
until that
you know.
monster killed me.
Solitaire on a computer is fun. So you know what I mean? Like there's great Tetris. I love Tetris.
But it ain't your favorite game.
It's not my favorite. They're all my favorite. Games are my favorite.
I mean, Puyo Puyo Tetris is better than regular Tetris.
It's pretty good.
It's better.
How do you pronounce it?
Puyo Puyo.
Okay, because I've been saying Puyo Puyo,
That's how I would say it.
That makes sense too. I wouldn't bitch over the pronunciation.
but I don't know. I say Ninja Gaiden.
Oh,
you know?
no.
Uh-oh.
Gaiden.
There's that deep south we've been talking about.
Hey man, you got that Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden.
I can really turn it on if I want to. You know what I'm saying?
All right, ladies.
I got cousins that talk like this.
I bet you do. That's the sad
I
thing.
do.
Like, that's gotta be
Makes me
tough.
sad. I mean, it doesn't make me sad. I love my cousins, but they do. I got some deep South relatives, brother.
One of the reps who calls the restaurant I work at to do like our orders, they half the time they like the Pepsi rep. They have like a deep Texas accent, and it's a joy to listen to them on the phone.
Nice.
Just that deep Southern.
We don't get that here.
all right.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This has been
Wow.
first. Wow. This has been
Hey,
first. Sorry.
Thank y'all for having me, guys.
Absolutely, CaptnRetro. Thank you for joining us on the show, being our first guest. It's a big occasion for all of us.
Very proud.
What-
Hopefully, I can I can deal with the pressure.
Of course, the most successful podcast in all of southeastern Manitoba. That's what we say. That's our selling point. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys again have not subscribed to Captain Retro yet, be sure to check out his channel. If you
Absolutely.
love things retro, he's even more in depth on the stuff than we are, and he's got a lot of cool shit that he's collected over the years to check out. And again, if you're into like arcade restoration stuff, he's got the Captain Retro show, totally worth your time. Again, it's in the chat if you want to subscribe to him. By all means, do it. We will be live again next week. Not next week.
No,
Next week's Christmas.
We'll probably take a break on that Christmas day.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from now, we'll be in the new year. The first episode of the new year, we will be back.
Yes, we will.
Anyway, yeah, I hope we keep in touch with you, Kevin. Thank you again for being on the show.
Dude, thank you guys again. Awesome. Good times.
Excellent. And then have a good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. And use Captain Retro's intro one more time because it's cool as balls.
When you want